Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 12:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Memorial Day, May 31st, 2021. It's Monday, and most Americans are off today. So let's just move into the disclaimer. This is not financial advice, purely intended for educational purposes only. Twitter link below, subscribe button below for YouTube if you want to stay up to date with my latest videos. And then through Twitter, you'll stay up to date with my latest tweets and thoughts throughout the day. Okay, let's go straight into it. The graph allocation, 60% baked. Currently, 40% is sitting in US dollars. So 60% owning the graph, 40% still in cash. Let's see what happens. We haven't hit condition 2. I don't see any particular conditions that I would put money to work additionally to the graph until I see a little bit more on the pattern side. But we have been seeing some interesting stuff take place over the last 24 hours. Let's just move straight into the market. So clearly making a mad dash back into this channel that you see here. And if I expand it out a bit, we'll see we're not too far away compared to where we were at the low. At some point, we're down to 49 cents. Clearly looking like a W pattern, even a head and shoulders. And it's even more evident on another chart. But before we get into that, let's just remember a couple of things. What we just looked at was graph to US dollar. I consider this an output. I think that the two underlying components that drive the graph US dollar is Bitcoin multiplied by the graph's strength to Bitcoin. That's how this works. You have to break it down. So looking forward here, let's move into Bitcoin. All right, so now we're around 37, trolloping up to 38. Let's see how things play out. I think tomorrow will be evident that we are going to start to see some rally in the Bitcoin market. That's my view. Why? Because institutions are coming back tomorrow. I think there's been more investments lately into the growth sector on the legacy stock market. I think that kind of is a risk on type trade, and as we're starting to see that risk on trade, I think that will trickle into Bitcoin, given that institutions are those that are participating on that risk on trade will move themselves into Bitcoin, where we know there's a lot of institutional investment, and as such, the drive up of Bitcoin will bleed into the sentiment of the altcoin market, which is where our retail folks live. So I'm expecting a rallying the graph this week coming up as well. And let's take a look at the other component that makes up the graph US dollar, which is the graph relative to Bitcoin, GRTBTC. And as I've mentioned in a few videos, I've been talking about this interesting head and shoulders pattern that we started to see right around here. All right, so there's the left shoulder we talked about. We talked about the head. Here's the right shoulder. And man, are we making a nice trek up. And we settled back down. We were actually at 2295, 2300 on the pair. We trekked down a little bit to 2200, 4 or 5%. But I contend that we will start rising back above. And I think this week we'll find out soon enough. So we shall see. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got. But I think I'm bullish on the graph this week coming up. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I think there's a lot more upside in the graph, ultimately the graph US dollar pair. And as we can see, I think by the end of the week, we're back in this range. Time will tell. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm just assessing based on my past experience, chart action, and sentiment based on other macro factors. So anyway, with that, I'm out. The graph right now is trading at 81.77. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.